Hello, hello, hello. Yes, we're in. Going live. Yeah, so how is people of the interwebs, eh? Let me just get things sorted. There we go. That's what I need. Yes, yes. So, what are we talking about tonight? Well, just kind of stream of consciousness, really. Yeah, just stuff and things and stuff and things. Yes, because I'm putting this video out because I did have a video recorded for tomorrow, but for some reason the file was corrupted. So I only just found out, and quite honestly, I can't be asked to do a video tonight. So I just thought I'd do, you know, sit here and talk to you. So yeah, um, but rest assured, there will be two next week. So yes. What else we got to say? 96 days to TF Nation. There is that, which is pretty cool. I just realised that my camera is there we go. That's better. A bit more central. As you can see, I've got Cybertron behind me here. Yes, and Unicorn's head. Yeah. So it's it's one of those things, isn't it? Yeah. So welcome if you're here for the first time doing a live stream. It's the yet unnamed live stream. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try and do these a little bit more often. So yeah. Um, One thing I will show. Um, I should have had this ready. Really, unprofessional. Um, yeah, 1 second. I'm just trying to find it for you. Yeah, so we're getting new Studio Series figures. Yeah, let's put this into the chat. Let's see. Let's see how we do this because I'm still learning this. Let's see. So, uh, let's see. There we go. That's it. Yeah, as you can see, the new figures been dropped. Studio Series, Blitzwing, Cliff Jumper, and Cyclonus. It appears that Blitzwing and Cyclonus are just recolors of Legacy and Kingdom, respectively. And then we've got Cliff Jumper. It looks like a new mold for Cliff Jumper. Yeah. Um, See, the thing is, the Blitzwing mold is a terrible mold. I did a review on it recently. Although the robot mode is great, the vehicle mode not so much. Um, yeah, it's very strange indeed. But yeah, I the Cliff Jumper I'll definitely be getting because, like I said, it's a new mold. But Blitzwing, the color scheme is not different enough for me to justify buying him. And Cyclonus, again, same thing, but he does have a new hat. Yes, I shared that meme earlier on. Smithers from The Simpsons. She got a new hat. Yeah, he's got a new face sculpt, which I can't seem to find a picture of at the moment. But yeah, so we'll just get rid of that for now. Yeah, it's no choice. I mean, yeah, if you haven't got those molds, I guess it's fine. You know, oh, I don't want to drink that. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you haven't got those molds, it's great. But I have two versions of Cyclone. Well, three. Hang on. So I've got Kingdom Cyclonus. I have is it Kingdom or is it Airthrat? One of those. Cyclonus. I have the Generation Selects like Cyclonus, the one that's toy color and comes with Nightstick. Excuse me. I have Ferrac, as we get used to the mold, and then there's what do they call him? Metal Hawk as well. I have him. So I've got versions of the mold already. I'm not sure if I'm going to get Cyclonus. Once I see the in-hand images, there's a lot of blue steel images going around. Yeah, I need an editor to find these pictures for me. Let's see if I can find them. Let's see. Let's see if I can find more images of them. What if I can fucking spell it? There we are. Yeah, here we are. No, that's not it. Oh, here he is. Here we are. I've got a picture of the robot mods here. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. We've got the. Hang on a minute. Come on. Is it there? We are. Yeah, there we go. They're the robot modes. I mean, like I said, Blitz. Here we are. Let's have a look at them fully. So then we've got a cliff jumper. It looks pretty cool. I must admit, like I said, it's a new mold. It's Bumblebee. It's a slight retool of the 86 Bumblebee mold, as far as I can tell. And you know what? Looks great, actually. Looks really good. Hold on a second. I'm using the wrong thing. I've got to learn to fucking use this a bit more, and let's see. Copy, and then we add to stitch. No, not this one. What are we doing? Let's see. Sorry, peeps. I'm still learning this thing. I need to do more of it. Right. Okay. This is what I'm looking for. Yeah, here we are. Found it. So then, yeah. So this is the cliff jumper, and like I said, I like this. I will be definitely getting this guy. I think it's pretty cool. Let's see other images we've got of this. Yeah, there's the box. Box is fairly standard. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'll definitely be having him. Yeah, the vehicle mode looks great. Blitzwing is just a small retool. Well, it's not even a retool. A small recolor of the legacy one. Excuse me. And I just don't like these fucking stupid bloody missile carrier big hand things he comes with, which is pointless, quite frankly. It'd be nice to have the slightly bent up barrel that Cup can grab hold of. But like I said, the vehicle modes aren't great for this guy, but the robot mode's great. But the thing is, the minor differences that this guy has over the legacy one, I don't think I'll be getting. But if you haven't got Blitzwing, you know, you can get him here, I guess. There's the packaging. Yeah, sorry, click that too quick there. Standard affair, really. It looks the same, quite frankly. Yeah, looks pretty much the same. Slight different colour scheme here and there. But other than that, pretty much the same, isn't it? And these stupid hands are stupid. Yeah. And then we come to Cyclonus. Now, again, that's my phone going off. I should really have put that on silent. We'll do that now, shall we? There we go. Yes. So, I mean, if you haven't got Cyclonus, I think this is a good one to get. I mean, he's got a different head. He's got a slightly different colour scheme, I must admit. But then saying that, though, mine is beginning to yellow here and there. And it's been in storage for the fucking most of his life. I had him on a shelf, yeah. And I'm like, how are you going yellow when there's no sunlight getting to you? You know? Actually, looking at it, it's not a bad-looking Cyclonus mold. Colours have got great. There's the box. Yeah, he does have a new face sculpt. He still doesn't have the little blacks, you know, what do they call it? Soul patch on his chin there. His nose is a bit wide, but then again, you know, these could be prototype images. But yeah, I think they are together. I think probably Cliffjumper is definitely a contender, but the other two definitely not. Split Swings, I already have it, and Cyclonus is a definitely maybe. Yeah, so let's get rid of that, and then we're back to here. Yes, so yeah, I think it's what it is, isn't it? It's Hasbro doing what Hasbro do best, selling the same figure again and again and again. But most of us will probably go, "Oh yeah, we ain't got that version of it." It's like if they brought out another, if they brought out Sound Blaster, I'd probably jump on it. Which I don't doubt they will do at some stage. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully one day I can get super chats on this. It'd be nice. Yes. M&T's posted. He's been posting before, and let's see what he has to say. He says, "What do you mean this stream is superior?" Well, it is superior. And then he's put on there, starting my dinner right now. It's been a long day at work. Damned Pokemon cards, but I'm here. Yes, they can be a little bit damned. A little bit pesky as well. And then Raymond again. I don't mind the cards. It's the people that shove them in all the way up the Pikachus. As far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I mean, some of those cards go for silly money. I've seen a lot of opening videos on YouTube, and some of those cards. You see, the thing is, people, because it's a game at the end of the day. There's a lot of people build decks and stuff like that and play them in decks, but there's people who buy them just to make money, and then there's people that will buy and get the SIRs or what they're called, the super rare foils and all that, and then they'll send them off to get graded, and then some of them, so a $60 card or a £60 card can end up being like $3,000, and if you get the coveted G1 Charizard, it's like 20 grand, you know what I mean? So, and people are doing it just to make money, not just to collect cards and have a whole set. No, they're doing it to make money, a lot of them. And then Remedy again. It's not yellowing to sunlight. Some plastics turn yellow due to simple, oxygen exposure. Yes, which is a shame, really, because I mean, I don't really want. I mean, he's not bad. I've seen worse. My Cyclonus isn't bad. It is downstairs. And it's just I need more shells. It's not the toys, it's the lack of shells, oxidization, yes. I mean, what happened to the plastic they were using in fucking Energon toys? I've got an Energon Wing Saber on there, and he's still pure white. You know what I mean? Well, it's the only Energon figure I've got on there, to be fair. I need more Energon stuff. I used to have loads of it, and I sold it about 10 years ago, or more than 10 years ago now. And it always irked me, but just at that moment, it is, needed money quick. And I got not a lot for it all, to be fair, because back then it was still relatively new. So now, I could have made a lot more, but then, it's one of those things, isn't it? And then Sammy Skullgrain, hello. Are you planning to go to TFS Swindon later this year? I don't know. My finances are a little kind of, being because I still can't work. I'm still, technically sick. And it's driving me balmy, quite honestly. If I can get there, I will, but no promises. That's all I can say at the minute. But I'll be at TFN proper in July. It sounds so weird to say July. It's so weird. But yes, I'll be at TFN proper because I have my tickets now. I paid for my transport. So all I need to do now is pay for the hotel room and some spending money, and I'm fucking ready to rock and roll. Rock out with my Doc Ock out and get this signed. Oh, gone. Where are we? Yeah, get this signed, and then this signed as well by Vince DiCola. You can see it there, I'm so looking forward to that. It's going to be fucking cool. But yeah, it's just the problem is as well is because I live in Hull. Transport anywhere out of Hull is expensive, especially to down south, as they say. And then we've got Remedy again. The new cards released today, sold out in 21 minutes. Wow, that's slow for Pokemon cards. They must have people all day getting mad that they sold out. People who believe they must have more cards somewhere in the back. Oh yeah, I remember those days very well. Yes. To be fair though, you should send them to the game shops. You know, if you've run out, send them down the local gaming store. You know, because that's where I'd send them. To be fair. Yeah, that's where I spend not most of my time, but when I get me Star Trek friends out, we can play Star Trek, which is a better game, quite honestly. The Transformers game was terrible, quite honestly, because I mean, the artwork on the cards was great, but the character cards were oversized. I mean, I've got some here somewhere. There we go. So you got normal card. Hang on a minute. I mean, yeah. Can't see. I mean, stuff like that's okay for a promo. I mean, the artwork on it is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I mean, for a promo, because Pokemon do it. They do oversized cards in the decks. Can't see because it keeps on phasing out. There we are. But then you can't play with it, you know, because then it's stuck. I guess it's what we call in Star Trek seed cards, and you seed your characters there, and then but I mean, yeah. No wonder it didn't last more than, I think it's 2 sets, I think they did. But the actual individual card, I don't know, I've got some here somewhere. I mean, the artwork on them is great. It's very IDW. I don't know if you can say it. There you go. Very IDW. I mean, I bought them because it's Transformers, isn't it? But it's a very simplistic game, though. I mean, I saw people play, you know, people how to play. And it's very, very, very simplistic, quite honestly. Because, I mean, saying that, well, Magic is very... The actual mechanic of Magic the Gathering and Pokemon, they are relatively similar. The game is reasonably similar. I mean, it's based on a similar premise. You summon a monster, it fights for you, you know, blah, blah. Whereas... But the complication comes in doing things, you know, like... gives you +1/+1, and then gives you mana creep and all this kind of stuff, and haste and all that. Whereas Star Trek, though, plays like the show, but you don't play as Captain Picard. You play as the Federation, or the Klingon Empire, or the Borg, or the Cardassians, or the Dominion, or the Kazon, or the Romulans. You know, you play as a whole, you know, faction basically, and then you get your crew, put them on a ship, beam them down to a planet, something kills them, they get past it, they use the skills to get past certain things. And you can't plan for everything, because if you did, you'd have every card. You know, it's that kind of game. You just got to kind of cover your bases. And I've got some, because we've got a tournament coming up in, I think it's 2 weeks, I want to say, 3 weeks, at Stronghold, which is just Ezel Road down here. Like, you know where Ezel Road is. In Hull, yes. So I've got some really good dynamic combos. I'm not going to say what they are, but I've been evil because I'm playing Borg, because I play Borg, because they play a bit different to everyone else. They don't do missions, they scout locations, it's different. But yeah, and I won the last 2 games. But I'm fucking, if it hadn't been for topographical anomaly 4747, because it puts all Borg into stasis. If I fucking hadn't hit that, I'd have beat my mate Gary. Yeah, because I was stuck. I couldn't do anything. The whole crew was just stuck. Couldn't do anything. So yeah, he was fucking, and he just one more turn and he won. Fucking fuck. It was a good game though. It was very close. Very, very close. I think he only won by like 3 points. Because I kept assimilating people, which is always good. Always fun. So yeah. So I remember to you again. This is Netherlands. We don't have gaming stores. Really? You don't have you know, a store that sells Pokemon, Warhammer, Magic, and you go turn up and play for an afternoon. And there's loads, We've got at least 3. So we got another one. We got Sebastian. How's it going? Anyone still collecting the Eagle Moss Star Trek ships? Yes, I believe Fans Home have the license now. And I think Master Replicas are selling off all the old stock. I'm only missing 5. I'm missing the Kazon Predator class, Nomad, Hierarchy vessel, and the Talarian observation craft. They're the last ones I'm missing, but because they were released right at the last bit, they are right fucking rocking our shit. Oh, and Tiger Core as well. The space station, Klingon space station, Tiger Core. Excuse me, just for a second. Sorry, I had a bit of a frog in my throat there. But yeah, eBay is your friend if you're looking for stuff. Also, local conventions as well. I managed to snag a few extra ones. So I managed to snag an extra runabout because I've taken that off. But I need decals for it to make it the Rio Grande. Yeah, that just comes off. But I need decals for it to make it the Rio Grande. And right now, it's a bit down the list. But, it is what it is. Sebastian again. I'm still cherry picking. Yeah, you've got to pick your battles with it at the minute because most of them are easy to get. It's the later ones that are hard to find, because you know what happened to Eagle Moss. It went tits up, didn't it? So the later ones are always harder to find. Most of the others you can reasonably get, and then like I say, I think Fans Home and Master Replicas have them. Because I want the Stargate ones. I really want a gold mothership, a Hatak. I just want the Daedalus, the Prometheus, and the Asgard ships, and the Ori ships. If they did the Ori ships, I'm not quite sure. I still want a Sulaco from Aliens as well. But I did manage to get a... let's see, let me get it. I did manage to get an Orville, though, which is pretty cool. The USS Orville. Yeah, so it's the Eagle Moss ships are hard to. Like I said, the later ones are harder to get, but eBay is your friend and local cons. And I believe in America, I think was it Ollie's had them as well, or was it Ross? Maybe I don't know. One of those. So it's always worth. And always check things like B&M if you're in the UK. B&M Own Bargains, even though B&M and Own Bargains have been a bit shit with that sort of stuff lately. But you never know. Sometimes you get that stuff in, so it's always worth a check. So Remedy again. We do have Warm Store and here and there, but gaming stores went belly up since Brexit. Now everything's done online or through conventions. Oh, fair enough. Sammy Schoolgreen. It's really sad how expensive toy buying has become in recent years. Yes, absolutely yes. I mean, in the last sort of 7 years, I want to say. Fucking hell, it's 2019, 7 years ago. Jesus Christ. Yeah, since War for Cybertron. Well, no, even before War for Cybertron. What was it? What was before War for Cybertron was... Titan's Return, wasn't it? Titan's Return, Power of the Primes, and Combiner Wars. Yes, prices suddenly just doubled. And because you go back to 2010 sort of time, Deluxes were anywhere from £10 to £14. Voyagers were anywhere from 20 to £30, 20 to £25 rather. Well, yeah, sometimes £30, depending where you get them from. And then like the whatever, the bigger one, leader class, what we call leader class now, they were going from anywhere like to £50 to £65, and that's a reasonable price. I mean, don't forget, look at the Unicron trilogy stuff. You know, you get motorized figures with sound effects in them, and they were only charging like 60, 70 quid back then. And then now 60, 70 quid will get you a big fucking Voyager, you know, and it's crazy. It's crazy. But there are loopholes. In demand, usually, if you wait just a bit long, if you wait long enough, going in demand, and they drop the prices quite drastically. I've got loads of bargains from there. You know, like deluxe figures for like £5. I'm like, fucking have all that. And I spent like 50, 60 quid. I've got like a huge box full of stuff turn up. You know, so it's worth convention to your friend as well, sometimes. But generally though, it's just the way of the world at the minute, innit? Everything's going fucking tits up. You know, it's crazy. So yeah, then we've got Sebastian again. Speaking of Eagle Moss models, Irish Trekkie deleted his entire channel a while back. I used to watch his reviews. I've no idea what happened. Oh, why? Do you know? No, I think he just got tired of doing it. I mean, I've done every ship I've got pretty much, but I was not getting the Kurtzman era stuff because, in my opinion, it's garbage, and those ship designs are garbage, and I will not touch them. I got sent them, and I sold them off for pittance, really. I sold them to a good friend of mine, but yeah, I will not touch those ships because I will not touch the Kurtzman track. I'm not going to get into it here, but he's garbage. Just ignore. But yeah, he's a good lad. Yeah, he's doing all right. He keeps messaging me on every once in a while. Yeah, he's doing all right. I think he's just got out of the habit of doing YouTube. I mean, I see the problem I've got is because I'm out of work due to illness. It's that I'll do it tomorrow. Got to do it now. You know what I mean? Whereas when I was at work, you think, right, I'm off on Friday. I've got Friday off. I'll do this, do that. I've got to get some shopping in. Then I'll come home, do some videos, and I would do it. And I mean, really enjoy doing it. But now it's not becoming a chore so much, but it is becoming a bit of a, I could do a video. You know, instead of going, I can't wait to do a video. You know what I mean? So this is why I'm doing this, the live stream thing, to get me back into things, you know. I mean, I'm still putting my content out. Like I said, there's not going to be a video tomorrow, only because I'd recorded one, but the file was corrupt. I don't know how, because I recorded 2 videos. One's already up. I was about to do it tonight, and this afternoon, and yeah, it was corrupted. So there we go. And then Raymond T again. Scoring it may be easier. There's not replacement for holding an item in your hands before you decide to buy some. Oh, wait a minute. Say that again. It may be easier, but there's not replacement for holding an item in your hand and then deciding to buy something or not. Yeah, there is that. I used to love going to Toys R Us and then, you know, seeing that big, because when you walked in the door, whatever the popular thing was, like if it was a new Marvel film out, or Star Wars, or Pokemon, or Harry Potter, or whatever it was, they'd have the big wall full of stuff, didn't they? Then they had the section further in the shop. And then when you walk in, it was Transformers. You think, fucking brilliant. And you're right, picking things up, looking at it, going, I like this one, but I like this one too. I'll get both, and I'll get this one. Yeah, there is something to that. But my Smiths is fucking the other side of the city at the minute. It's a fucking ball ache to get to. So I don't go up that way very often. It's a bit of a pain. But you're right. I mean, comic shops used to be great as well. I mean, we've got a comic shop in Hull, but he just does comic books, which is good. I mean, I love comic books. But he doesn't do collectibles. We have a Forbidden Planet, but they have no Transformer stuff in there at the moment. Not in mine anywhere. They have blockies. But yeah. But the thing is with Forbidden Planet is they only have popular things in. You know, it's like fucking Funko Pops and anime stuff, and I'm not into that. Even though I have Funko Pops, I have a few up there. I mean, I was collecting them because at the time that was the thing, and because when you start finding them in fucking supermarkets and Poundland, even, yeah, the bubble, no pun intended, has popped. You see, and then we've got Sammy again. How long's it been out? out of work because it really sounds like it's been such a long time. Yeah, I've been out of work. Well, right, the story goes, I left Entertainer to go to Geek Retreat, which is a gaming shop, or was a gaming shop. And it was great, and it didn't feel like work. I enjoyed every second I was there. We had a right laugh. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was hard work, but it didn't feel like hard work. And that's the sign of a good job. You come home knackered every day because you're on and you talk to people and you're playing games and teaching people how to play Magic and Pokemon and Warhammer and all that. And you think, fucking, I'm getting paid for this shit. You know what I mean? And then serving drinks and food and stuff like that. And it was great. So I left there. Then the company went tits up. So I joined late March or early April. I think it was early April that year, 2022, when everything started to go back to normal. And then I was dumped, which was great. And then because I thought I've got a new job, I'm getting more money now, I can start doing this. Then I got dumped, so that was a fucking kick in the fucking nuts. And then my ex had the audacity to tell me that she was seeing somebody. I thought, yeah, fucking fantastic, just what I need. And then, like I said, company went tits up, and I was out of work for a while, almost a year actually. No, sorry, that's not true. Hang on, I'm just trying to work out. No, we left in the November, and because HMRC thought I got paid, but I didn't. There's some dodgy fucking shit going on with the head office. They thought I got paid and I hadn't, so I didn't get any universal credit over Christmas that year. I was fucking fuming, and then they followed it up, realised I hadn't been paid, and then got some money. Anyway, it's all the thing, and then looking for work, and then the end of April 2023, I had my first near fatal asthma attack, and then like wondering what to fucking do. They told me I couldn't work, got what they call limited capacity, and then which basically told me I can't work, but I can't work, but I don't qualify for PIP. It's sort of a different thing. And then so it's been since 2020 to the end of 2022. Really, I've been out of work, and it's been driving me fucking balmy, quite honestly. You know, as I found out I had a vitamin D deficiency, and I've been taking supplements for that. And you know what? The depression just fucking evaporated, which is quite good. I still get bad days, and yes, I still get bad days, but generally, my health-wise, I'm fine. But I couldn't work at Entertainer again. I couldn't do deliveries. I couldn't stack shelves because I'd be gasping for breath because my lungs are pretty fucked. And then I had my second one, 2023. No, sorry, my second one, 2024, almost a year to the day. And then that was the worst one, which fucked my lungs up even worse. So yes, I can't work. So yay. So yeah, that's basically the story. Yeah. So where are we? Live stream or a zombie stream? I'm still quite alive. Just I've not risen from the dead quite yet. Sebastian again. As keeping a review. Keep your reviews videos up. I'm always on the fence. I like to see what your opinion was. Recently got the Aeon Township because of your videos. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's good. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's a good ship, that. Although the one I originally got had a scratch on it, so I had to send it back and they sent me a new one out. Dealing with Eaglemoss customer service was fucking nightmarish because I'd wait ages and ages for fucking for a ship, and then they'd send me the next lot out. I had to fucking find it. Oh, it was a bit of a fucking nightmare. And then every once in a while, I'd get a big box full of stuff, and I'm like, well, I didn't order this, And I rang up someone. I'm sure I've got somebody else's order here. They've said, no, you could just keep it. All right, I will do that. Yeah. So Raymond T again. Yeah, for the first time, we finally got Blockies and Smiths. I was working at the Shining version. Oh, nice. I got a Blockies. The first Blockies I've bought in a while, actually. Bear with me just a second. Yeah. Oh, there we are. I did get this one yesterday. Very cool. Unicron. I like this one a lot. I wasn't gonna paint any of these, but I think Unicron here, I think deserves. Oh, that's cool in space. I think this one does deserve a sort of a. Oh shit! Dropping it all over. Yeah, like a little black wash over it, and then just fill in some of these details. But other than that, it's fucking great mod. I love it. It's great. See, more of this sort of stuff I want, like the starships. I would love to have Eagle Moss done the Transformers starships, even though there's not that many. But you know, the Ark, the Nemesis, the Axelon, the Dark Side, Galvatron's warship from the movie, the Autobot shuttles, Quintesson's ship, the Minnow, the Junkion vessel, would have been all that sort of stuff would have been great. Yeah, Remedy again. Don't feel until I got dumped and I still function. No, I was going, why me? You know, what the fuck? I'm not going to tell you how I got dumped. I'll wait till TFN. I'm sure I've told you, but it's a fucking nightmare. But yeah, yeah. So it was. Yeah, it came. What's the best way to describe it? It came to me like being run over by a truck. Quite frankly, you know, hit me like a fucking truck. So yeah. And then we got Sammy again. If you ever wanted to move. Oh, everyone to move. Oh, I can't speak or read at the moment. If you ever want to do a commentary, a movie commentary, which one would it be? Well, I did one for Halloween. I did Dawn of the Dead, which is one of my absolute favourite movies. We're doing me, Nolsey, and Adam White are doing Transformers the movie next Friday. Stay tuned for that. Aliens would be a good one. I do love that fucking movie. Let's see what we've got on here. Wrath of Khan would be a good one. Let's see. Oh, Terminator 2 would be a good one as well. Robocop, Phantasm. Fucking love that movie. What else we got on here? All the Romero zombie movies would be good. Yeah, just all the 80s movies. Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, some Godzilla films, you know, new and old. Yeah, so, yeah, well, I could do with a co-host of some type, I think. I mean, I used to do it years ago, you know, as an actual podcast, not a live stream. And we do thinking. I was thinking of doing. So what I was going to do is, I got an idea of somebody. I was going to. I thought it was a good idea. Is going through Star Trek season by season. So the first video will be season 1, season 2, season 3. But just going, you know, how we got into it and how good it is, and going through each episode. So we start with like Encampment Farpoint, and you know. And this star and guest stars and all that sort of stuff, and you know, just basically just shoot the shit over it, you know, and then see how it goes. You know, it'd be kind of cool. So, I've got 6 viewers, very nice. And then Sammy again. Do you think Blockies might end up doing default preferences to buying Transformers due to the rising prices? I don't think so. Because there is that element of, you know, the blind box element to it. So instead of just going out, well, I just want Optimus Prime, you know, or Soundwave or Galvatron or whatever. So you would end up spending more money to find that one figure, if you know what I mean. Excuse me. I don't think it would replace collecting figures. I think it's an adjacent to. And to be quite honest, because I found out recently that Blockies are doing Godzilla, and I'm like, oh, okay, that might be worth checking out. Godzilla Blockies. So I know they're doing Star Wars and Marvel, I think, as well. I don't think I I can see them doing Power Rangers. That'd be quite a cool one. But I don't think they'd do Gundam, because Gundam have their own niche market in that area, don't they? So, and then and we've got Sebastian. What are your thoughts on the Nacelle Company Star Trek figures releasing this year? They seem pretty good. Just not bank up. Yeah, they are great, and I like the fact that they're not just doing the bridge crew. You know, we're getting like Wayoon and Tuvix and Peter Preston and Edward Jellicoe and Rachel Garrett and things like that. That's a great move. But almost 40 quid for a single 6-inch figure. £20 is fine. You know, 25 at a push. But yeah, I mean, they look, but apparently I've seen, I don't know how true this is, I have seen a few people get them because they are starting to filter out now. And the quality hasn't been great, because that's all I know. I don't know how true that is. It's just a rumor I saw. But I think they do look cool, and I would like them. And especially if they did, like, because they're also doing a Lucille Ball figure as well, which is weird. I think that's a Comic-Con. I think I can't speak. I think that's a Comic-Con exclusive. I think it's Gene Roddenberry and Lucille Ball, which is a nice little thing, because for those of you who don't know, Lucille Ball owned the studio where it was being filmed, but there's a bit of apocryphy here. They reckon that she's solely the reason why they got another season. There's a lot more going on there, but yeah, Lucille Ball said they could keep filming there or something like that. Yeah, so yes. So anyway, right, next one. You should do a commentary on the Beast Wars 2 movie. Do you know, I've never actually seen it. I need to do that. I've just never been able to find it anywhere. Yeah, I'd like to see that. I'd like to, yeah, Beast Wars. I'd like to do one as well. I'd like to do the G1, the whole G1 series, the whole Beast Wars series. Well, not necessarily do a commentary on every episode, but some of the, the important episodes, or some of my favorite episodes would be quite cool. Because some great episodes of Beast Wars. Even in the first season, there's some fantastic episodes. Like, one of my favorites is Dark Voyage, where the Maximals get blinded and they have to find their way back to the base. That's a great episode. It's one that's often overlooked, but when you actually watch it, it's like, yeah, they've got to rely on their other senses to get back to the CR chambers. But yeah, that'd be quite cool. So who else? David Well Toys. Hello, Summer Festival. Hello, how are you? David again. Might need your help soon. Okay, let me know what you need and where to bury the bodies. Oh, I didn't say that. The Beast Wars movie too. Oh, is it free on you? Oh, well, after I've done this, I will fucking watch the Furker. That's really not hard to find. Well, I'll definitely, after I've finished up with this, I'll give that a watch. Yeah, so I'll be looking for something to watch tonight as well. Pretty cool. And then Raymond T again. Did I give you the beams for 2 meetings? No, I don't think you did. Do you know what? I'm gonna have to check that right now, because I don't think you did. Not that I think you said you was gonna, and then and for some whatever reason, I don't think you did. No, you didn't. Sorry. I'll bring my hard drive. You can. No, I didn't say that. Sebastian again. All the new Star Trek series. I have soft spot for Prodigy. It's a guilty pleasure, I guess. Yeah, because it's got Janeway and Chakotay in it, and the Borg show up in it. And I've seen a couple of episodes. I just don't like the main cast. I think they're really annoying, and I want to slap them all. That's not a good sign when you're making a Star Trek show. You want to be following these guys. But no, when you got annoying kids that you know, you just want to fucking slap until your hand is a bloodied stump, you know. Yeah, I just don't like any of the characters in it at all. Sorry. I mean, the Protostar is probably, out of all the ships in the new Trek, in Kurtzman Trek, shall we say, that's probably the nicest looking. Out of all the other new ones, no, sir. No, sir. This is where are we? Where are we? Jumped well there. There we go. Did you catch 11 seasons of Icons on Earth? No, I didn't. I didn't even know what that is. Let's let me know. And then it's worth a watch. It grows on you. I think it's Star Trek Goonies. I'll try it again. But I think they've taken it off Netflix, haven't they? I'll have to sail the seven seas. Yes, excellent. Yes. You know, I try. It's one of those things. It's like Lower Decks. I kind of liked it at the start, and then it just again, out of the characters in that, I just wanted to slap them. You know what I mean? They were not engaging in any kind of way, except for Shaq, because he's the best character in that show. But other than that, everybody else, I just wanted to, you know, boot the whole lot into an airlock and shove them out into space. And plus, I don't like the Cerritos. I think it's a really badly designed ship, quite honestly. And the fact that the name and the register number is on the back of the saucer instead of the front boggles my fucking mind. But, you know, there we are. Yeah, I couldn't get into Love It Sam. I couldn't get into it either. Well, I watched every episode, but I just couldn't watch. It just drove me mad. And then the cameos from like real Star Trek actors in it was, you know, it felt like, oh shit, the old fans are taking to this new Trek. We'll have to give them something kind of feel, you know. Sammy again. In your honest opinion, what's holding modern Star Trek from being good? Writing, the good writing. It is lacking, and I'll be honest, the fact, like I say, it's because it's got, well, when every episode, Star Wars has a similar thing, Doctor Who has a similar thing, and I'm going to say it, and you're probably going to hear it, but it's the woke stuff that's in it. Instead of being a show about a spaceship on an adventure, searching, you know, exploring space, getting into trouble, you know, like what Star Trek is, but it's all about the crew being gay with each other. And I'm like, well, that's fine, but can I have some Star Trek, please? You know? What else? And it's just it's the lack of care, and it's the attacking the fans when all we've done and said from the start is, it's rubbish. Can we have some good rating? That's it. You know. And then where the problem? Where the toxic fan base? And all we've said is, no, the show's rubbish. Just want some good rating. That's it. That's all we're asking. Like movies, TV shows, video games, comic books. In the last 10 years or so, I've suffered from all this. Now, people watching this probably going to tune out and think I'm a chud. No, I'm just passionate about my fan base, you know, the stuff that I love, which is TV shows, movies, comics, video games, you know, and they're just and they're going about gatekeeping. Now, I'm going to give you a prime example of gatekeeping. Doctor Who, the original show ended in 1989, and a group of dedicated fans stayed loyal to Doctor Who in the wilderness years, as it's called. So from 89 to 2000, to 96, then to 2005, because we did get the pilot movie with Paul McGann, which he's a good Doctor. That's not a good film. You know, I mean, there are good bits in it, but there's just overall, I don't think it's great. It's entertaining, but it's not great, if you know what I mean. And they were so dedicated to Doctor Who, and then finally when it came back, it was the biggest show on TV, you know, for a lot of years as well, you know. But yeah, I stopped watching it probably about, I think, Jodie Whittaker's second season. Now, I didn't mind Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. I just thought she wasn't getting the scripts she could. You know, I didn't mind her at all. I thought she was great. I thought she was really good. Just the scripts were crap. You know, and then they turn the Doctor into a little girl and all this kind of stuff, and it's kind of the Children of Time or whatever it was called. It was terrible fucking shit. And then that's the problem. It's just terrible. And then when you complain about it and just say that was a load of shit, you know, I'm the problem. We're not making it for you. And then when it fails, when it gets cancelled, well, it's your fault. We cancelled it. You're a toxic istphobe and God knows what else. That's what I don't like. Attack the fans. Now, if they made a shit season and then went, oh shit, the fans didn't take to it and gone, do you know what? We made a mistake. The first season was pretty shit. Stay with us. We'll rectify it. We'll do a good season next season. You're going to get more people go, do you know what? Benefit of the doubt, I'll give you another season. Okay? And if that season is excellent, carry on. You know? I'm not saying, you know, every show's a winner, every episode's a winner. But when you just constantly, like, for example, I watched a few of well, when I say watched, I watched other people review them. Starfleet Academy. This is how bad the inconsistent writing is. Take out the woke stuff anyway, but they're inconsistent in the writing. One of the characters is a hologram. In one episode, you see her get repeatedly shot with a phaser, and she goes, "I'm intangible, bitch," and the millennial fucking speech patterns hate it, right? Because just to digress slightly, in the original show, they made it, Next Generation. They made it a conscious choice that the language that they used, obviously English, but in a way that it wasn't to make it timeless. You know, it doesn't date, because in 5 years that's going to date hard. You know. So anyway, she's doing it. She's intangible. The next episode, she gets shot by a phaser and nearly gets erased. And I'm like, you just proved in the last episode where you can get shot by multiple. What? Right? Then, you know, Star Trek, you live in a world where you can get food out of the wall, right? And then they're stealing ships full of fucking, food. But you can go to any wall and pull it out with thin air. You know, you get 3D printed food. You know, it's fucking just like you said, just there's no care in the source material. It's just, and even Alex Kurtzman said, we're gonna use this as our platform to this and that. No, just make Star Trek. That's all I'm asking. Sorry, I got on a rant there. I do apologise. Sammy's fault. He gutted me. Sebastian again. Is there a reason they constantly try to bring back characters and references to older Star Trek shows? Older Star Trek has better writing and stories. I mean, it's nice to see older characters. I mean, season 3 of Picard is the outlier of all these, because that was, I wouldn't say excellent, I'd say very good. Okay, a definite 4 stars out of 5. Right, because they did what we all as fans wanted, was the crew of the Enterprise back on the Enterprise D. Okay. And when the computer spoke, I yelled at the top of my voice, the band is back together. That's all we're asking, right? Now, you can do a new show and have characters come in from the old shows, fine, no problem. But when they go, it's not for you, hardcore fans, and then they just piss on everything that they've come before, and then make everyone gay for some reason. I don't know what that's about, you know, and it's just crazy. Anyway, moving on. Sam again, the writing desperately needs some tightening up. Tightening up, I think it needs to be discarded and got new writers in that actually know what they're talking about. We've got Real Sam. Hello, Sam. How are you? And Raymond T. There are just too many Sammys in the stream. Yeah, there are too many Sammys. And then Sammy again. What modern culture in terms of storytelling needs confidence to know how it tells a story, because it's suffering badly from reaching its full potential and pandering. Yeah, it's pandering. You're right. It's pandering to an audience that doesn't exist. They keep saying the modern audience, but there is no modern audience. There is just the audience. I've noticed I've just got a bit of sunburn on my head there. Lovely. I've been out in the sun today. It's been a lovely day in Hull today. Anyway, yeah, the pandering to an audience that doesn't exist. The pandering to people who don't watch this sort of stuff. And that, because if you make a good film or a good TV show aimed at Star Trek fans or Transformers fans or Babylon 5 fans or Doctor Who fans or whatever, they're going to go, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. This is fucking fantastic. And right, go on YouTube and go, this is brilliant. I loved it. Fantastic. And they're going to get their friends to watch it. And they're going to go, yeah. And other people, like, say, do a YouTube review. See, now, the other thing about it is, well, you've got people like Gary from Nerdrotic and Az and Critical Drinker and all those, right? All they're doing is saying, look how shit pop culture is, right? And then they're doing reviews on how bad the state of affairs is, right? And how bad the show is. And they're pointing out how bad it is, okay? Right? Like them all over them, that's what they're doing. And then when these, the producers and things like that, even the actors coming out going, well, it's just a bunch of chuds on the internet saying our show's shit. Right, okay. So why aren't the shills, right, what we call shills, the ones that love the show, coming out going, well, that was the great episode, and it had this acting and these storylines and this, that, and the other. No, they come out and say, it has a gay Klingon. I love a gay Klingon, it's fantastic. But the problem is, all these people aren't watching it, they're just watching the clips that pop up, okay? And because if they have a genuine, because all their arguments is the same, you don't like it because you're an ist, you're a phobe, and this, that, and the other, blah, 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 like I said earlier on. But if they came out and said things like, no, watch the show, it's really good, you'll get into it, and it's because of these characters are doing this sort of stuff, and they're off on adventures and all that kind of stuff. If you've got a good argument for it, instead of just going, look at the flashy colours, which is what always happens to these sorts of things, you're more likely to go, do you know what, I'll give it a chance and I'll watch it. And if it's still shit, it's still shit, isn't it? But at least tell me why you think it's good. Don't just say it's good and then say I'm wrong because I don't like it. That's what I don't like either. Sorry, I'm going. You keep wanting me to rant. Anyway, Sammy again. Which is kind of any Transformers needs to get out its own way in terms of telling stories. Stop aiming too much for please everyone. Just tell a story and have confidence to do it. Exactly that. That's why Skybound's doing really well. They're telling good stories with these characters. I mean, yes, I haven't read it yet because right, okay. The story with Skybound for me is, right, I didn't start reading it until the first trade came out, or the second trade came out. Or the second trade was coming out, and I bought the first one to catch up. Because I had fallen off the wagon with RDW because the stories are crap. I just stopped reading. When Megatron became an Autobot, I just fucking yeeted the comic book. It's over here somewhere. I ain't even fucking found it yet. And I'm done with this shit. And I got back, and I really resident to fucking pick up another Transformers comic until everybody was saying how good it is. And I thought, well, I'll buy the trade. If I don't like it, I'll put it on eBay, blah, blah. But I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the second one, third one, fourth one. Waiting for the fifth one. And I know there's been a bit uproar, spoilers. I mean, I've not read it myself, but I got spoiled. The Optimus Prime has give Elita 1 the Matrix, right? And she's Elita Prime, or whatever she's called. Now, are they pandering to the new audience or not? Or is it going to be kind of Optimus Prime's going to come back and start kicking ass? Probably the latter's true, but benefit of the doubt. I've not read it, so I don't know. I'll get to it. But I'm just hoping that they are not pandering to it. I just want it to be, because Robert Kirkman's taken over, the guy who did Walking Dead. I just hope it's good. That's all I ask, a good fucking book. And so far, it has been a good book. And so I've been just buying the trades. I've got one individual issue, I think somewhere. I think somebody gave me it at TFN. Was it last year before, I think? Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I'm getting a right fucking dry mouth there. Yeah, so, right, okay, where are we? And then Sammy, people like Ned Right could drink a dope provide solution to the problem because all they're doing is adding more fuel to the fire. You're right, but I mean, they're not helping themselves. They are pointing out things that are wrong, but they're not helping themselves. And I think what's happening to it is becoming us versus them, and I don't think. I think when they started, I think it was just a genuine thing of, this is crap. My favourite thing is turned into shit, and I'm going to talk about it. And they've become these characters, if you know what I mean. I'm sure they're nice people at the end of the day. I've only seen like the odd video from them here and there, but I mean, but it is true. A lot of the stuff they are saying is true. But yeah, you're right. They are. I mean, they're not. I mean, what I say, like I said, they're not helping themselves, but at the same time, they are pointing out things that are wrong with Hollywood at the moment. I mean, it's not. The thing is, though, you can go look at the numbers. Movies aren't doing really well. You know, people going to watch streaming, this, that, and the other, and then because Ryan Gosling came out recently and said that it's not your responsibility to go to the cinema. It's Hollywood's responsibility to make good films, so you go to the cinema. And he's absolutely right. You know, the last film I saw was Superman, James Gunn's Superman, and quite honestly, I thought it was a bit rubbish. You know, I don't think the actors that are in it aren't bad. Too much CGI dog, you know. But overall, I thought it was a bit pants, quite honestly. I mean, what I say, was it the worst Superman film ever? Probably not. Well, yeah, it is, but it's not. But not in a way that it's unwatchable. If it's on in an afternoon, I might put it on, kind of film. But I wouldn't go out my way to go buy it on 4K Blu-ray or anything. You know. But then James Gunn's decisions. I mean, his universe is odd to start with. You know. The first thing he does is Creature Commandos. Second thing he does is Superman. Then he does Peacemaker. And then Supergirl, which from what I understand isn't great. I mean, I don't know, I've not seen it yet, but just what the general sort of populace are saying, you know, that it's not great. And then the actors are coming up going, well, if you don't like it, then you must be this, that, and the other. You know, well, we've not seen it. All we can go on is what people have said. I mean, I'm one of these people that I will see a film if I want to see a film, regardless if the critics say it was good, bad, indifferent, whatever. If people say, if like 100 people say to me that film was fantastic, go watch it, I'm going to go watch it not because they've said it's fantastic, but because I want to make my own decision up. And if I come out of that film and that was a load of shit, well, to me, it was a load of shit. I mean, am I going to, you know, question anybody? If you like it, then fine, you like it. That's the way it is, anyway. Sorry. Next one. It's why hate watching culture has become so prevalent. Yeah, you're right. They have done the hate watch thing. You know, Ned Reich, you know, but like I said, they have been. That's not helping the cause. You know, reviewing a bad show instead of just watching the whole series and just going, look, it was a load of shit. You know, that's different. But yeah, they're not helping themselves, but also they're not. But they are pointing out certain things as well, you know. But anyway, Nosy, hey, how are you? And then it's back and forth. Sammy said she's seen you a moment ago. Nosy, if anything, Kirkman transformed into a crossover part of the Dark Energon universe continuity animated series. I'm looking forward to it. Me too. I just hope it's good. That's all I want is a good Transformers show. And if the comics are anything to go by, I still haven't read the G.I. Joe or the Void Rival stuff yet. I need to do that. But I mean, I hope it's good. That's all I ask is giant robot kick shit out of each other. That's what I want. But yeah, I do hope it's good. I'm sure it will be. Just the last few Transformers shows haven't been great, quite honestly. I fucking couldn't stand the War for Cybertron TV show at all. You know, Megatron's lips were very distracting, quite honestly. The voice acting was... I've seen better fan dubs of stuff, quite honestly. The visuals, not great. I mean, they look fine. But, I mean, you've got people with Transformers with faceplates, and they don't move them up and down when they speak. They get real animated, and, oh, look, I'm talking now. It's me that's talking, and no one else talking. You know, and then because you don't recognise, because the voices are not quite distinctive enough, when they're talking to each other over the radio, you don't know who's actually talking to who without saying the name. You go, wait, what? And then a lot of the transformations, you hear the sound, and then they jump behind a building or a wall, and then suddenly they're the jet or something like that. And yeah, it's pretty pants. Right, okay, so it's more back and forth, and then Ribboned. It's not like I don't like Skybound comics, but in my opinion, it's more, I have a cool idea, throw it at the wall, and then that it is good story writing. I want stories to breathe. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing as well. I mean, there is a lot of that in there, but overall, though, I've really enjoyed it. I mean, the artwork's fantastic as well, and I like the fact they killed Bumblebee in fucking first issue. Yeah, because I'm getting really tired of seeing a Bumblebee and everything. Oh, and going back to War for Cybertron, Bumblebee as a badass does not work. I'm sorry, it does not work. You can't make Bumblebee a badass. You know, I am Wolverine. No. Just fucking no. Sorry, no. Yeah, Cliff Jumper, I can buy. Bumblebee, no. Sorry. And then Nolsey, Superman is okay. I enjoyed it. But it wasn't anything to cry home about. The actors did well. But nothing really happens for a long period. The action is all right. Again, he's right. It's just, I just thought it was pants. I mean, I didn't hate it. I just thought it was rubbish. You know, I'm not sat there despising every second of it. I mean, I think if they'd got a better script, I think it could have been something amazing. But, you know, because the thing is, Superman's not in most of his own film. You know, it's to see the thing as well is going back to superhero films. It's in the last sort of 3 or 4 years, it's been, you know, when they've released a film, it's remember we've got another TV show coming or another movie coming. Be excited for that. It's coming. Remember, and then they reference it the whole time instead of telling. You know, something like Brands Hatch out. I've got a window up. It's quite warm. You know, instead of telling a story, a Superman story, where he fights a giant monster or a robot or another super powered being. It's, remember, we're building a universe here, and there's this and there's that and this and that. But you can build, I mean, Iron Man, look at the first Iron Man film from 2009. Was it 2009, 2008? You've got world building in that, but it told a single story of one hero versus one villain. Okay? You know, I mean, all right, there's minor villains in the thing and that, but it was just the origin story, and the world building was just at the end of credit sequence. You know, Nick Fury handed him Avengers Initiative. That's all you need. Things like that. You tell a story, and then you can add a reference here and there and stuff like that. Sure, but when that's your whole fucking movie is when don't watch this film, don't carry on what's going on. What's the next film? And then the next film is the same as this one. It's just different characters and that. Like the Fantastic Four as well. That came out, was it last year as well? Boring. Quite frankly. Boring. I just didn't like it at all. Well, no, I didn't. The fact that I didn't like it is the wrong word to use. I just thought it was dull. And Pedro Pascal was seriously wrong cast to Reed Richards. I'm sorry, but he was. Everyone else was fine. I liked Ralph Iverson as Galactus, but it was just dull. I just found it really fucking dull. I'm sorry, but it did. Right, I don't care. Blah, blah, blah. Right, okay. Where are we? Whoa, get on. There we go. It's also Invincible that Kirkman is part of and created. Great. It's got Peter Cullen and Frank Welker in the new season. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, which could clear away to Transformers is next. I hope so. I hope we get Frank and Pete. I mean, okay, Frank and Pete are getting on now. Would I want anybody else to do those characters? No, but you've got to think if they can still do it, great. I would love them in it. Don't get me wrong. I would much prefer them to be there. But I mean, Frank was 81 and Pete's like 84 or something like that now. So they're knocking on a bit, bless them. Alan Tudyk was I like Alan Tudyk, but he was wrong for Optimus Prime. I'm sorry. That was it, Cyberverse or Cyberworld, whatever the last one was called. Yeah, no, sorry. He could have played another character, absolutely, but yeah. I'll tell you what I would like them to do though. I don't know how good a state Transformers is in, but I'd like them to go back to the Unicorn trilogy kind of style, where they were they took chances, they made we brought in new characters. Of course, you had your staples, your Optimus, your Megatron, your Starscream, and things like that. But they really, because some of those figures from the Unicorn trilogy are fantastic, especially like new characters like Dirt Boss and Demolisher and things like that. Sure, I would more of that, more new characters. I mean, all right, the Legacy line's fine, but if they came out with another gimmick type thing, excuse me, sorry, because I loved it. I loved the Unicorn trilogy because I still to this day maintain that Cybertron Prime is one of the best primes I've ever released. I love that fucking toy. But if they did more of that, but the gimmick of Armada is the best one of the three. I love the two toys. I love the gimmick where you've got the mini con that turns into a car or a jet or whatever, and it's a tiny one that fits onto the arm, and they come out and fire rockets or shoot lasers or make sound effects and that. More of that would be nice. Okay, yeah, the Netflix show was terrible. It was fucking shite, mate. Not just terrible, it was awful. Nosy again. They just scan toys and holes and stuff. Yeah, they did that. Yeah, I mean, fine. The figure is fine to scan, but then you can fill in the gaps. Make it, in animation. It doesn't have to be perfectly toy accurate. I mean, look at Ironheart and Ratchet in G1. They were not exactly toy accurate, but you know what I'm saying. Though you can cut corners for animation. It's fine. And Raymond, bloody hell, there's a lot of back and forth going on today. Watch the Prime Wars series, the Japanese dub and English dub. That's the way to watch the show. Okay, I never thought of that. I'll try that. Nose again. Yeah, seeing B get owned was totally good. Yeah, it was. Yeah. I mean, I love G1 Bumblebee. G1 Bumblebee is great. It's movie Bumblebee I cannot fucking stand, because you'll find in my house there is not a single single movie Bumblebee anywhere. I had one when the first film came out because I'd bought like all the figures before the film. Well, no, that's not true. No, because I'd seen the film a month before anyone else. The figures weren't even out yet, and when they came out, I bought the whole line, and then subsequently got rid of it. Although I kept the ones that my mum bought me. She bought me because I had the Optimus Prime one and I sold it, and I got this is the 07 movie. She got me the is it the Night Attack Optimus Prime, the sort of the dark blue one, because actually that is a really nice Transformer. It rolls fantastic. I should do a review of it, but it's a really nice Transformer as a Transformer. As movie design wise, no, I don't like it. But as a Transformer, it's great. Okay. Clayface seems interesting. It seems unsettling. Yes. Okay. I was going to get to this, but I got distracted. Clayface as your third film in a thing. That's like if Marvel had started with. Instead of starting with Ant-Man, instead of starting with Iron Man, you start with Ant-Man. And then the next film is Vision. and the next film is Scarlet Witch, you know. But you can't really have a Batman villain without Batman. They tried it with the Joker, and the first Joker film is fine. Second one, garbage. No thanks. I mean, it seems interesting, but I mean, but it's. I mean, you can't have a Batman villain without Batman. You know, they tried it with Spider-Man. They tried Morbius, fucking Venom. The first two Venom films are all right. The first one's the best one, and then Craven, and I'm like, no, because Craven hunts Spider-Man. That's what he does. You know, yeah. It's like having a Lex Luthor movie. You know, you're not going to see a movie with Lex Luthor. I mean, yeah, Lex Luthor is one of my favorite villains. But are you just going to go watch him be a businessman the whole fucking movie? You know, and have like Superman show up right at the end? No, of course you're not. You know, it's fucking bullshit. Yeah. Yes, Wolf Sabs, I know what you meant. Don't worry. Fucking hell, what's going on? Primos can't be saved, no. Nosy again. Intrigued for Doomsday. Also, what are your thoughts on changing Endgame slightly due to the changes? Right, okay. It comes back to what Sammy was saying about Star Trek. At least Marvel, the powers that be, recognize there is a problem. And I think what they're doing is just deleting everything after Spider-Man Homecoming. Because I think that's needed, quite honestly, because personally, I haven't watched much of the stuff. I've watched the film here and there, but I haven't watched hardly any of the TV shows. I just can't be arsed with it because it's kind of, we're doing this. But remember, film's coming out, so we're going to reference the film the whole time, you know, that sort of stuff. I think basically what's going to happen is the film as a film, it's going to be the same. They're just going to be an after credit sequence. It's going to be different. Okay. But Doomsday, apparently the script is a banger, from what I understand. And because right now they're doing reshoots for it, so you know, I'm hoping it's good. I'm sure it will be good, especially if they just discount everything they've come. Because I said back in the day, I think after Spider-Man Homecoming, they should have just gone, right, that's it. And give you maybe one film or two films, you know, and just took a real sort of push the brakes a bit, you know, and then gone, right, Avengers Endgame. What? Where did that, holy shit, you know, because there's no hype for it. Because CinemaCon, I read a thing yesterday about CinemaCon, and they announced it there. And for what I understand, CinemaCon is more like for indie stuff. Because this year's SDCC, they're back in Hall H again. So I think they're trying to right the ship, which is good. You know, they could have just gone, oh, we're carrying on with this shit, but they are trying to right the ship, which is good. So hopefully it's good. You know, for the MCU stuff, yeah, just went on that. Tudyk was in Airspark. That's it. Airspark. That's the one. Knows again. I would like to see the Gary Chalk or Neil Kaplan have another crack at Prime. Mainly Neil has only got one chance. Yes, that'd be nice, actually. Yeah, I'd like to see Neil back as Prime. And Daniel Riordan as Megatron again. You know, that would be a nice, yeah, because Gary and David Kerr, they've been Prime Optimus and Megatron for quite some number of years. But yeah, it'd be nice to see Neil Kaplan back as Optimus. Yeah, that'd be a good shout. Yeah. Nice one. Oh, let's get some water actually, because that's not quenching me thirst. Right, okay. And then Sam agrees, the real Sam. Yeah, need approve. Yes, yeah, of course, Sam would approve that, of course. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Dozzy again. Apparently, Clayface is the start of property of the DCU new timeline. Superman was meant to be, according to online sources, it's Clayface, which is an interesting starting point. Why? See, if I was given the reins to do a new DC universe, the first movie is obvious, Superman. Okay, you do Superman, and then you tell a self-contained story with a little hint of the next film, which would be, in my opinion, Batman. I'd come next film, Batman, and I would have, you know, Superman doing his thing, and then it cuts to like the end of credit sequence. It cuts to a Batman buying a newspaper, and it says Gotham Times, Superman saves the day, right? And then he looks up, he's reading his paper, and then you see the crowd sort of gather and start pointing up and that, and then you look up, it's the bat symbol. That's it. That's where I'd cut it. Fucking straight in. You don't need to see. That's all set up you need. Gotham City Times, and you look up, bat symbol in the air. Perfect. Move on. Batman. Next film after that, Wonder Woman. Then I would do a team up film. Then I would do. Actually, no. I'd probably do Green Lantern next, and then I would. Because you could have a team-up film, you could have Green Lanterns versus Yellow Lanterns. Because a Green Lantern film, do you know what? I watched it not so long ago, and you know what? It's not as bad as I remembered it being. It's all right. It's not great, but it's all right. The Ryan Reynolds one, it's not bad. He's not right for Al Jordan, but overall, I quite enjoyed it. It's all right. Because Mark Strong as Sinestro, perfect. But yeah, that's what I do, and then I'd introduce the lower tier DC universe characters, But yeah, that's what I'd do anyway if I had thingy. So where are we next? It's I've been answering all people's things, which is good. We've had quite a lot of people in tonight. Can we consider the new Master of the Universe movie in the Knightverse? See, that's Travis Knight directed by me as well. You could have the 80s toys verse, I guess. But that's the other problem is it's too many movie universes, right? Okay, it's not a new thing. Godzilla was doing that in the fucking 60s, okay? You had Rodan, and then Mothra would have their own films, and then they would join and fight against Godzilla and things. So it's not a new concept. It's just too much of it, if you know what I mean. Can't we just have its own thing? Star Trek was doing it in the 90s because you had the Star Trek universe. Because Next Generation is on, Deep Space Nine comes out, then you got the Next Generation movies, more Deep Space Nine, and then you got Voyager on at the same time, and you do reference each other here and there, and then a character might pop up here and there. And I think the way Stargate did it the best. So I've just rewatched SG1, and they introduced certain characters that would later go on to Stargate Atlantis, and they had the crossovers in there were really good. They would pop up in the SGC and then on Atlantis and things like that. They did it spectacularly well, because the writing on that show was just fucking top fucking tier, and even it's better than some Star Trek seasons, and I would defend Star Trek to the hilt, but Stargate SG1, if you've never watched it, any of you watching me, it's on Netflix right now. Just put it back on Netflix. 10 seasons. Start with the movie, the James Spader movie, the Kurt Russell movie. That's not a great film, but it sets it up. And then, but then they kind of forget the film. They reference it here and there. But like Abydos is mentioned quite a few times and stuff like that, and Daniel Jackson's wife Shara and all that. But yeah, if you want some great sci-fi stuff, SG1 all the fucking time. They haven't put Atlantis on there yet. But yeah, fucking great show. And they did 2 films to finish it as well, because just to segue slightly, the end of season 7 should have been the end of Stargate, but they got renewed for a few more seasons. So they did a few more seasons, but then it got cancelled at season 10. So the storylines were still open, and then they got given the green light to make 2 straight to DVD films, which didn't do well because that was the transition of everything becoming streaming. Just was when they came out. I have them downstairs. If you get the chance to watch SG1, fucking watch it, and then watch Arc of Truth, then Continuum. So yeah, there you go. And then we got Raymond T again. We have the Motu Transformers figures. They're just disappointed. They didn't use the old He-Man vehicles to transform. No, that's right. Okay. Yes, they should have had Roton and the attack track, and make fucking Battle Cat a recolor of Beast Wars Cheetor. Come on, right there. Come on, right. But then they did the. But then this is the weird choice, right? So they bring out He-Man as Optimus Prime, fine. Skeletor as Megatron, fine. Now here is the one that really fucking winds me up. They didn't do Buzz-Off as Bumblebee, right? It was Man-at-Arms, but Man-at-Arms looks like fucking Brawn. It should have been Brawn, right? It's right there. Come on, right? But then that's when it kind of goes off the hill, because the characters are so uniquely different in Masters and Transformers. It doesn't really, I mean, that's the thing with Masters though. They did a Turtles crossover. They've done a wrestling crossover. I mean, who don't want a Master of the Universe Macho Man Randy Savage? Come on now. But and the DC. No, they did create. When I said DC crossover, they did 2 packs of He-Man versus Superman, that sort of thing. Yeah. It's never been on the Mattel side. I think that's more Hasbro using more recognizable characters, quite honestly. You know what I mean? But I mean, Mattel, the Hot Wheels stuff they did, fantastic. Right? I've got Optimus Prime right here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it because I've got the background on. Optimus Prime, fucking perfect. Looks like, hold on a minute, where are we? There we go. Looks like a small G1 toy. But the other mistake they made though is they did a small transforming G1 Optimus Prime, right? Which looks really good. It's slightly bigger than that, but it's smaller than the original one. But it was more money than the Missing Link one. I think it was something like £150 or something like that. And I'm thinking, for that kind of money, get the fucking missing Link one. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff kind of boggles me mind. When people go, oh, but it looks like, yeah, if it had been like, I don't know, 50 quid, I'd have fucking jumped all over that shit, But, it's well, the fans have money, so we'll exploit the fans kind of deal, I think, as well. But I do like I haven't got them yet, I need to get them. I do like the Hot Wheels, actual Hot Wheels cars Transformers. More of those would be nice. But I am liking the Transformers crossovers when they do them properly. Like, love the Back to the Future one, love Ecto 1. The Jurassic Park ones are great as well. I didn't get the what do they call it? Top Gun one. The X-Men one was pretty pants though. But where's the A-Team? Oh, Knight Rider was a good one as well. Where's the A-Team van? Our Turtles one is good as well. I still don't have it, but the Turtles one's good. So where's the A-Team van? Airwolf. What else? Automan's car. Oh, there's a fucking reference back there. The fucking Gran Torino from Starsky and Hutch. Fucking James Bond Aston Martin would be fucking fantastic as a Transformer. Come on now. Yeah, that'd be a good one. Yeah, James Bond's Aston Martin and James Bond's Lotus Esprit as well. Even though that's fucking, what do we call it? One of the Battle Chargers runabout. But that would be great. James Bond Lotus with the fucking goes underwater, and that'd be fantastic crossover. Oh yeah, Jason the Wheel Warriors, yes. That would be a good one too. Yes, it would. I'm still waiting for the fucking Star Trek one, quite honestly. Because, you know, if you're going 80s properties, technically the Enterprise D is from the 80s. In 1987, this bad boy appeared on the screens. So, yes, where's my fucking Enterprise Transformer? Because I don't know how true it was, but a few years ago when they announced Ecto-1, they announced at SDCC that we were doing Star Trek crossover. But the problem you've got with Star Trek is, though, the starships, the Klingon Bird of Prey could probably, you could probably get Starscream out of it. And of course, I'd have to buy, you know, Thundercracker and Skywarp as well. But the problem with the Enterprise D is it's such a weird design. I don't think it would lend itself very well to robot unless you made it a shell former, which kind of defies the point a bit. I mean, it's possible. I mean, they made Omega Supreme turn into the Enterprise in the comics, you know. Would be nice. Yeah, so, yeah. Well, thanks for the questions and that people have been asking me. It's been good. I'm not going just yet. If you've got any more questions, feel free to add them. But yeah, I think you people just like me to hear me rant. You just go, oh, what do you think of new Star Trek? Well, it's fucking shit. You know. But sometimes it's good to get that sort of stuff off your chest as well, you know. You know, I think it is good to you know, just get that stuff off your chest. But yeah, and I do like your commentary idea, Sammy. Though I will be doing them. Basically, how I will do them. Like if you've seen my Dawn of the Dead one I did for Halloween, basically have it on a screen, have it quiet enough that I can hear it, but not quite enough for the microphone to pick up, if that makes sense. So I can hear it, watch it, and then comment on it, rather than, because if you have it in the background, copyright gods will fucking strike me down, you know what I mean? We don't want that. And then Raymond T's got another one. Yeah, there was an Enterprise E prototype that I believed it was Firecom put an axe on it. Yeah, I saw that as well. I thought it was a custom somebody made. It was pretty bad, quite honestly. Yeah, because Viacom, well, because Paramount Viacom were very protective over Star Trek. That's why there was never many crossovers. They had references to things here and there, like in Stargate. There's a few references to Star Trek, but generally though they didn't want to do anything because rumor has it that, I don't know how true this is, but rumor has it that there was going to be a Doctor Who Star Trek crossover in an episode of Doctor Who. So when did Enterprise go off the air? It had been 2005. So it was going to be called The Doctor and the Enterprise, and I believe David Tennant would appear on NX-01 because that was the latest series at the time. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if BBC went no, or Paramount went no, or they both went no. Yeah, there was some kind of rumor circulating that was going to happen. I also heard there might have been a Stargate crossover as well at some stage. I think it just might have been fans just talking, but from what I understand, from what I heard, like I said, take this with a pinch of salt if you want, that the Stargate crew SG-1 would have gone through at the end of an episode, found a crashed shuttlecraft with dead crew in it, and then at the end of a Star Trek episode beforehand, we found this device, and the camera pans up, and it's the Stargate. Would have been great, but there we go. You know, like I said, I think it's just fan speculation. I remember that was back in the fucking day. So yeah. So you know, like I say, fans. Remedy again. Yeah, it looks very stretchy. It's a good concept to start from. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think Star Trek ships have, the way they're designed doesn't lend themselves very well to cars and to robots rather, whereas cars and jets and things do. If that makes sense. Star Wars would be better, even though they did a Star Wars crossover. They were rubbish because it was, Luke Skywalker turns into an X-wing, Han Solo and Chewbacca turn into the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, if it had been brand new characters that happened to turn into the Millennium Falcon, great. But yeah. And then you got the infamous Star Destroyer. Well, you got the Venator class Star Destroyer that turns into a Star Destroyer that turns into Anakin Skywalker, then turns into Darth Vader. Terrible idea, quite honestly. Yeah. And then they've got aspects of the costume or the mask or the humanoid fit. It just didn't work for Star Wars. Really didn't. I didn't buy them. They did Marvel as well, and they were just the same. Yeah, it was. But then again, Marvel doesn't have many vehicles as such. I mean, you got things like the Fantastic Car and the X-Jet and things like that, which they've done an X-Jet. But yeah, as a rule, because most superheroes can fly, or the Punisher van would be quite a good one. But there you go, things like that. So yeah, I think crossovers are fine if done well. Like I said, the DeLorean from Back to the Future was a perfect one. The Ecto one from Ghostbusters, another perfect one, because you're in 80s. Kit from Knight Rider, they even come in G1 style packaging as well, which is really good. That sort of stuff all day. Although I didn't read the Ghostbusters crossover comic, I've seen a few panels like Gozer attacking Megatron and the Decepticons, which is a really cool idea. And then, Choose and Paris, and then Starscream creates a giant version of him, because of course he fucking would. Because Starscream is everyone's favourite arsehole, that's the way it is. Yeah, so then we got, what else we got? We've got 3 people. Who's still in the chat? Wave, give me a wave. Who's still in the chat? Because I had up to 7 at one stage, and now I'm back to 3 again. I know one of them is me, because I'm keep checking on it to see how it's going, on live on YouTube. Yeah, so there must be 2 of you. I know Raymond, you're still in. So who else is still in? But no, but overall, though, I'm just passionate about the stuff I love, and yeah, I can get a bit animated when it's a bit rubbish, and and I think we all can, it's like, especially when you've been reading comics or watching TV shows and and movies that you love, and then they do a sequel and it's rubbish. What happened to just a shit film? Because I mean, I've got some films on this fucking stack of DVDs and Blu-rays here that are absolute garbage, but there's something about them that you can just enjoy as well, But now they're just shit for just shit, that's fine. Nice. Okay. Let me see. Would Robotech Transformers considered a crossover? Oh, now, yeah, okay. And then you've got what is it as well? Fucking, I forget what they call it, but Roadbuster and Well, is it that anime? Is it Jew? No, that's not right. Is it Guard? Something or other. Yeah, you could argue yes, but back in the day, we didn't know. I didn't know what Robotech was back in the day. Only when the internet came out, and then was. But Jetfire is called Skyfire in the cartoon, and he looks completely different. What? I mean, I had Jetfire back in the day, and it got destroyed. I have one, a complete one, stood on my shelf in there. However, the tail fin snapped, so that's why I haven't reviewed him yet. So hopefully at TFN I can get a junker of him and then repair it. It'd be nice, but and then Sam wears wildly like. Yes, hello Sam. Yeah, so yeah. Anyway, one thing I was gonna talk about and I haven't was TF Nation, because it's gonna be still weird to say July. We're gonna go in July. Still very weird. what's Sam saying there? I promise I'm listening. I'm just playing Pokemon Pocky Pia. Don't relax after the day I've had. That fair enough, you know. Fair enough. I mean, every day for me is I wake up, play video games, read some comics, watch some films, look on Facebook, play my video games, and then go back to bed. You know, that's pretty much it. Do some videoing on occasion, and then tomorrow night I'm going out and getting drunk because I like to get drunk because, you know, it is fun. Because in Hull, they've reopened a pub we used to frequent called Plimsoll, and he's done it, and the guy who's done it out, it looks fantastic inside. It really does. And he's got Spotify set up, and you can connect to his Spotify and put your own tunes on. Fucking brilliant. So, and I did not. It was Monica that did it. Put on NRG Instruments of Destruction. So, you know, yes, that happened. Dicola, yes. So much he said it twice. Dicola, yeah, I cannot fucking wait. As I said earlier, getting to sign my CD. Can't see it. Where is it? No, there we are. My CD, getting to sign it because Stan Bush is on there. And then my fucking prize possession. I know I keep pulling this out. My signed Transformers the movie. One of many versions I have of this film, because of course I do. Yeah, get that signed as well. So the signatures are as follows: Dan Gilvezan, Sue Blue, Hal Rail, Greg Berger, Paul Harding, Frank Welker, Michael Bell, Stan Bush, Peter Cullen, and Michael McConaughey. Yes, I know he's not in the film, but there is a deleted scene, well, a storyboarded scene with tracks, so he would have been in it. So, yeah, it's a bad proxy he's on there as well. Yeah, so to get Vince DiCola and Scott Brownlee on there as well, the guy who, the guy who did the manipulation to make Soundwave's voice the coolest voice, and I will fight anybody to tell me that Soundwave is not the most superior Transformer there is. So yes, okay. So Nosey, what are your thoughts on a new Transformers movie coming out? That is in production. It's like another Bay film. Yes, the Bay films aren't great, but Transformers Media is in a bad spot. It is. Transformers 1 was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. It's just the marketing of it was fucking shocking, right? The whole 40th anniversary thing was shocking as well. Now, I didn't even know it was on until somebody put it on Facebook. That's where I found out, you know, that even view that was showing it, there was about 10 people in, you know, and then it was, don't get me wrong, the presentation of it was great. I thought they were going to fucking, you know, a prelude to re-releasing us on 4K Blu-ray, but it was just the standard issue DVD thing. The voice actors on it, great. That was good. That should have been more of an extra, really. But there we go. And then it was, hey, we're going to show some really cool things. And then they showed the trailer of Transformers 1, which was coming out in about a week later. But, okay, I've seen this trailer already. Fine, okay, makes sense. And then they went, oh, here's an exclusive look at season 2 of Earthspark, which a show that nobody was watching. Yeah. See, now what they should have done was gone, hey, these are new toys that are out. These are the new comic books that are out. These are new this is out, you know, and got the vibe going back to Transformers. But no. And then the overall movie, the overall marketing for that movie was terrible, because the first trailer made it look like every other fucking James Gunn trailer there is. You know, they put in pop songs and stuff like that, which weren't even in the movie. I think it was, I can't remember what song it was now, but it made it look like, and I'm like, no, this is not good. This doesn't look good at all. And then when I saw it, I was like, actually, this is a really fun film, you know, because I saw the second trailer, and I'm like, you know what, benefit of the doubt, I'll go see it. But yeah, you're right. It should have been plastered everywhere. It should have been Transformer. But the other thing though is that I think a lot of people still thought Michael Bay was involved, and still thought, because the normies, shall we say, the normies don't know the difference. right? They just thought Transformers film, you know, and then obviously when they go see it and Bumblebee speaks and all that, and oh my god, it's not Bumblebee, you know, because normies, okay? And I think that's the Bay films have hurt the franchise to a certain extent. The first movie is great. I like the first movie. Do I like the designs? No. I've always been a big so I've never liked the designs for the Bay movies. All the Transformers faces all look like got cats' asses. You know, I'm sorry, but they do. And the dick and fart jokes shouldn't be in a Transformers film. You know, if it's a stoner film about two stoners trying to get laid or something like that, absolutely fine. But yeah, but in a Transformers movie, no. I mean, and the whole his parents thing and masturbation joke, no. But the sequence with Blackout the helicopter at the beginning of the first movie, it's fucking fantastic. That sequence is fantastic. You know, and I remember seeing it when I saw it a month for anyone else. When you know, when the helicopter lands and the blades are spinning and it just goes like just stops dead, and then you know, then it transformed. I thought, oh, that's fucking great. And I love the hologram of the pilot. And I love the fact that he's every hologram as well, which was a really nice touch. You know, because it's kind of like the Transformers almost can't tell us apart, so to speak. That was a really nice touch. All that sort of stuff, but it just didn't do anywhere. And then they got racial stereotypes in the next film. And then the next film after that, where was that? It seemed to all blend into one film. I don't remember the Revenge of the Fallen being the second one because it has the Fallen in it. The other film, Dark of the Moon, and then is it Age of Extinction? Oh, I can't fucking remember. Right, okay, so we've got some more things there. Yeah. So it is in a bad way, but they need to market it right. Maybe we'll get in it. So nosy again. I've heard another Bear film might reignite things, but personally, I prefer sequel to TF1. Everybody would. I would. Transformers 2. There you go. There it is. But as a standalone film, like the original cartoon movie, was a flop back in the 80s. Okay. Again, similar thing is, but back in the 80s, no social media, nothing like that. It wasn't marketed very well. I don't remember it playing in the UK at all. The only thing I remember is been. Now I don't necessarily think it might have done. I just don't remember it. But then if it did, but back then though, that's how old I am. The multiplex cinema was a few years away. I think the first one opened in London, I think 91 maybe, or 89 or something like that. 89 to 91, that sort of era when the first sort of multiplex cinemas came out. Yeah, so MT. I hope he brings his remasters to TFN for us to purchase. Yes. I will definitely be getting those. Definitely. Yeah. Dicola brings any albums? Yeah, me too. Nosy again. We mentioned about Hot Wheels. I only have tracks still looking for any others hard to find in the wild. Yeah, they are, because those fans are going out and buying. I have 2 Optimus Primes and 3 Bumblebees, 2 gold ones, 1 yellow one, and I have 2 Traxes. Because I was thinking about doing a review on the tracks because I want to keep them on card. Because this is the second one, because I've got these stands I got off Baz. If you can see that there, which is really cool. But yeah, I've been trying to find. I can't find the track fleet ones, the Optimus with the trailer and the Ultra Magnus. Cannot find them anywhere. I'm hoping I can get them at TFN, but I said that last year and I didn't see any there either. So yeah. So a new movie slated for 2027. That means the movie's 20. Oh fucking hell! Yeah. Oh yeah, the first movie's 20 years old. How did that happen? Holy fuck sauce! But then again, how is 2019? 7 years ago. Fuck me. Next, moving swiftly on. There we go. We've got Sebastian again. Could be worse. Alex Kurtzman could be doing a Transformers movie. He did the first one. He wrote the first one. And he was, that's the thing. He wrote the first movie, or rather, Robert Orsi did, and he just took credit for it. Because he said in that movie, they asked him about, he didn't even know what the fucking Transformers homeworld was called. You know, so yeah, he did do that, yeah. Fuck. Next, yeah. And he did Transformers Prime as well, yeah. But he had nothing to do with it. He didn't write it or anything like that. He just produced it. And I think he just stuck it by name and then he moved on because I think he was already doing... no, that's not right, is it? Transformers Prime came out in 2010. The fuck. Right, moving swiftly on. Sebastian, no, I didn't. Okay. Not to mention, Kurtzman and Robert Elsie were behind the first two Bay movies. Yep, just said that, yeah. I don't particularly know Transformers. That's news to me. Yeah. He did the first one. Yeah. Well, he was a protege of fucking J.J. Abrams, and J.J. Abrams wants to be Steven Spielberg, you know, and he's a hack as well. Just look at fucking Force Awakens and that. But I'm not getting into that right now. Remedy, Hasbro should not have sold One Entertainment for their marketing since Rise of the Beast. No, I like Rise of the Beast. I don't know why people give that movie shit. I really liked it. I saw it at cinema. I really enjoyed it. I've got it on Blu-ray somewhere back here. I really enjoyed it. I really did. I think it was a lot of fun. The robots looked a lot better as well. Prime looked more G1. I mean, I love Bumblebee as well. Bumblebee was a good movie. That should have been the first film, let's be honest. But okay. But Rise of the Beast was a lot of fun. And I like the villains in it, you know, Scourge and I can't remember his name now, the truck. But there were a Nightbird and all that. They were great. I really enjoyed it. I love the whole Unicron thing. And I got goosebumps in the cinema when Unicron shows up and destroys the planet to start on. And then you hear the Unicron theme. And it's, oh, dude, this is what we've been wanting. You know. But yeah. Next one. But the one thing that ruined it for me, though, is at the end when the Transformers Bay movie theme came on. I really don't like that soundtrack. I really don't. I listened to it again recently. I really don't like it. And it's like sort of like going back to the Bay movies. All those Bay movies, not a single Transformers theme. Not a anywhere, you know? You know, like driving down the road, we didn't get dun 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 dun. Would have been great, you know? But anyway. Like an orchestral score of the original theme would be fucking brilliant. But, you know, you can't have everything, can you? You know? Especially, I've only seen the 86 movie, haven't seen the new one since then. No, don't. Actually, no. Give Transformers 1 a go. Give Bumblebee, Rise of the Beast, and Transformers 1 a go. They're a lot of fun. I think if you like the 86 movie, you'll like these. And the first 07 movie isn't bad. Like I said earlier, I quite like it. But the rest kind of just, no. I got really tired of Shia LaBeouf going, no, like that scream at the top of his lungs. Again, another person I won't mind fucking slapping to my hand is a bloodied stump. Remedy. Yeah, I love Rise of the Beast as well. Despite the backstage drama, as it mentioned, the icons unearthed. Yeah, I have to check that one out. It's the new show in it. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. Yeah, it's like Toys That Made Us kind of thing, and it's that sort of area. I'll give that a watch as well. There's a lot of stuff going on with that because Travis Knight wanted to do his own thing. Michael Bay, because he did produce it, he didn't have anything to do with it really. But you know, and Lorenzo Bonaventura is the problem. Yeah, he was the one that wanted to change Optimus Prime from a flat nose cab to a long nose cab, and he stated that where does his feet go in robot mode? Now he's clearly never seen the original toy, right? Okay. It was him. And if you watch Kevin Smith talk about him with Superman Live script, because Kevin Smith about 20 years ago, I was saying that at this point, before he went all weird and he had his heart attack and that's all he talks about now. He did one of those, an evening with Kevin Smith, and it kept going from different locations. And he was, because he'd done that whole diatribe of, kryptonite condoms in Mallrats, some producer thought he'd be the perfect person to write Superman. So that's the Nicolas Cage Superman, right? Yes, if you found that clip, it's on YouTube somewhere. You'll understand what Bonaventura is all about. And Remington, Hasbro sold One Entertainment in 2023 around the time that Raz the Beast. Ever since then, they're marketing over Instagram. Yeah. Now, there's nothing wrong with using social media to market stuff. Nothing wrong at all. But you can't rely on that, because not everybody has Instagram, not everybody has Facebook, not everybody has, YouTube is great. You can put all this stuff on there, put, anything you want. But you can't rely on social media. If you're a big company like Hasbro, you cannot rely on social media. You've got to do, because you're making a film, you've got to do it the film way. You've got to put it through distribution company. You've got to do it, let them do a trailer, cut a trailer together, send it out, put it in theaters, all that sort of stuff. That's what you need to do. Yeah, and because that's what, didn't they have the hub as well? Oh, did that? They stopped doing that as well, didn't they, a few years ago? You're right. Whoever's in charge of that needed to be fired, quite honestly. Right, okay, so where are we? Lorenzo Bonaventura wanted Liam Neeson to voice Optimus Prime. He did. There was also talk of, now I'm not saying that's a bad choice, but not for Optimus Prime. And it was us on the Don Murphy boards that went, no, it has to be Peter Cullen. And there was talk of Kevin Costner at some stage as well, wasn't there? But I mean, an Irish Optimus Prime would be, or a watch Transformer and roll out. I don't know who you are, but I do have a particular set of skills. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how that would work. I mean, he could have been Ultra Magnus or somebody like that. Fine, But yeah, I think it's and the whole Bumblebee talking through the radio thing. I could never understand all that bullshit. I mean, it's a Junkie On thing, isn't it? Talk TV, what? And then see, Hasbro have done this thing of, I mean, in recent years, they've sort of got rid of Bumblebee, which is good. But in recent years, I mean, back in when the films were coming out regular, they made Bumblebee the face of Transformers. That's like putting, that's like making Wolverine the face of Marvel or Batman the face of DC Comics. I get it, I understand it. Mario the face of Nintendo, that sort of thing. But Bumblebee, though, why not Optimus Prime, the Transformer? You know what I mean? But there you go. It's just one of those things. I think it's from stuff like that back in the day. I think it was when Hasbro kind of lost the plot a bit. And I think, because don't forget, they cater to fans of Star Wars a lot better. Like they were doing the Black Series. I think they started doing them, I want to say 2018-ish. And they didn't realise that a lot of people buying Transformers are fans, like Star Wars fans are fans, if you know what I mean. Will buy everything. And then that's when Legacy came out, I think. And then they went, oh, actually, yeah, this is the Black Series for Transformers. And I think they kind of realised it, but I think they realised it too late. Because you go back to 2010 and you've got different Transformers, lines out at the same time. You've got, Generations out, didn't you? You had whatever film was out, I think was Revenge of the Fallen. Because some of the later Revenge of the Fallen figures were great. The particularly the Scout class ones, they were fantastic, a lot of them. So those, there was that out, and there was Combiner Wars, there was animated still floating about as well. So you had
that sort of stuff. Prime was coming in as well. And then they did that weird fucking thing with Prime where they went, oh, these are the first edition figures. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then they're right. And then once they've gone, we're redesigning the molds and making them different figures altogether. Okay, what? You know, now, if they'd have just been different packaging, sure, you know. But to redesign all of the main cast, the main, characters from the show as different, with different figures, mind-boggling, quite honestly. Um, where are we? Sebastian again. I guess the kids these days like Bumblebee more, a shifting audience. No, that's the thing. Even people that like the film but weren't Transformers fans going, fucking hate Bumblebee, can't stand him. Because they were trying to make him. See, at least. Right, because George Lucas did it with Star Wars, and they made Jar Jar Binks the fucking. This is the new thing, he's going to sell toys. And he didn't really take off, did he? But George Lucas went, oh shit, I think we made a mistake there, and then reduced him to 2 scenes in the next film, and then in Revenge of the Sith, he has 1 scene and didn't say a line. Now that's nothing against what do they call him? Ahmed Best, who played him, because he had a rough time during over those years. From what I understand, he's a nice guy. I never met him or anything. But yeah, he had a bad time because of that, and George Lucas kind of made a mistake with that. But at least he had the foresight to go, do you know what, I fucked up, let's change it. You know what I mean? But Transformers, though, on the other hand, Hasbro just kind of went, oh yeah, Bumblebee's the face, make Bumblebee. Because there was a state, don't you remember, back in the mid-noughts, where you went to any toy shop, you looked at the Transformers section, almost every single one of them was Bumblebee. Because they short packed everyone else, and just, like, say you get a box of 10 figures, 8 of them would be Bumblebee, and then you'd have 1 Optimus Prime, 1 Megatron, and they would go because, that was a bit of a mistake. Because there was all that, the memes popping up, weren't they, going, not the bees, yeah. I remember walking into Toys R Us, and it was just all Bumblebees, because the fans had been there and picked them clean, because I did. I got the figures I wanted, And then they're going, well, Bumblebee's just not selling. I went, well, yeah, because if people like Bumblebee, they've bought a Bumblebee already. They're not going to buy 2 Bumblebees. Anyway, right, okay, next one. Raymond T again. Too bad didn't budge on Hugo Weaving for Megatron. Nothing against the man himself, but interviews himself. He didn't understand Transformers and Megatron. He did. That's it. He didn't. He's fine. He actually phoned it in, literally, didn't he? Did the performance of a Skype or something, didn't he? He was directing him over Skype. And yeah, because apparently the story goes that he'd got Peter Cullen in only at the last minute because us fans went fucking nuts when we found out that he's not even considering for the role. Okay, then same thing for Megatron, but he went. Apparently, he called him into audition, which I don't believe is true. I think he just went for Hugo Weaving. I get it for star power. I mean, look at Transformers the movie, the original one. You've got Leonard Nimoy doing Galvatron. You've got Robert Stack, and a lot of actors, Eric Idle, Orson Welles, actors. For my key value, I get it, because not everybody's going to go, Frank Welker, who's Frank Welker? You know what I mean? They might know his voice, but I don't know the guy's name. But Hugo Weaving had just come off fucking Lord of the Rings at that point, hadn't they? And the Matrix movies were still fresh in people's memories. So people knew who Hugo Weaving was. So I understand that from that perspective. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's not right for Megatron, but there we go. Yeah, so... I mean, I'm not a producer. I don't know. I mean, if they give me the keys to do Transformers, I'd do a sequel to Transformers the movie. Set it, 40 years later on Earth and Cybertron, and get as many G1 voice actors back to do it. It'd probably be the worst film ever, but that's what I'd do, But no, it wouldn't be, because I would make sure I'd get writers that know the universe, but I'd also get writers that don't necessarily know the universe. Now, here's the thing, okay? You can have people who don't have connection to a universe to make a good film. Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan is a prime example of this, right? Because Nicholas Meyer knew about Star Trek, but he'd never seen it. You know, he'd heard it and seen like trailers of it or whatever, and he was not a fan, right? So they got him in, and he rewrote the script, right? And then obviously watched all the episodes and went, do you know what? I can see why people like this. And then he'd written a script, and then he directed Wrath of Khan, which is the best Star Trek movie, quite honestly. Star Trek 6 is a close second. He did Star Trek 6 too, as well, you know. So, so you can. There are exceptions when you've got somebody who doesn't necessarily know the universe, but knows how to write a good fucking movie, right? But he did his research, went back and watched all the episodes, because at that time only the original series was out and motion picture was out, and then that's it. You can do it. It is possible. I forgot what the original thought now was. I've completely forgot what I was talking about. Don't get old, kids. It's fucking bullshit. Yeah, going back to everything I was saying, you can get people in who don't know the universe to write a good show. And like I say, an actor's just an actor. He's just a meat puppet at the end of the day. I'm not saying that Hugo Weaving isn't a good actor, you know, because he's fucking great in The Matrix and he's fucking brilliant in The Matrix. But I think that's what they wanted. I think they wanted a kind of Agent Smith type, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe just, like I say, Mackey value. I think that's what it is. So, yeah. Yes. So I'll answer a few more questions if you've got any more questions, and then I'll get out of here because I've been waffling on for 2 hours and 6 minutes. But it's been good. I've enjoyed it. Great to get all this stuff off my chest, you know. So any more? I'll do a couple more questions and that, and then I'll get off. So yeah. Oh, I don't know what's this. Widgets. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, there's some mistakes have been made over the years with various because I mean the state, like I said, Star Wars is a prime example of that. With the sequel trilogy, and then you've got shows like The Acolyte, which was awful, and then having a go at the fans saying that this isn't for you, then who are you making it for then? You know, like Kathleen Kennedy saying about Galaxy's Edge, saying that she doesn't want 50-year-old Star Wars fans running around, male Star Wars fans running around. But that is your core audience, let's be honest, okay? That is your core audience. And they're going to introduce their kids to it, and they're going to be your next core audience, and it's you don't say things like that. You don't do that. You can't alienate your audience because they're the ones that are going to stop spending money on your products, and then you blame them for not spending money on your products, and you've just basically told us it's not for us. Well, fuck you then. Put your money where you. Oh, what's the expression? I can't fucking think tonight. Put your money where your mouth is. And if you're insulting me, well, I'm not going to spend any money on you. Am I? Yeah, but Star Wars would be in a better place now if they'd done nothing. Maybe re-release the movies, put them on Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray, comic books, and just keep churning out, more Black Series figures, and it would be in a much better place than it is now. Okay. It is a self-destructive loop. You're right, Sebastian. It is, and that's the thing. Instead of going, I said this earlier on. Instead of going, oh, do you know what? We fucked up. What's the next film? We promise it's going to be better, right? I'm more likely to go, okay, cool, benefit of the doubt. But if it turns out to be crap again, because that's the other thing about these shows these days and movies. They talk to the actors. It's representation. It's got representation. Instead of going, no, we've made a great film. It's got some great characters, some fantastic action sequences. Things explode. It's going to be brilliant. That's what I want to hear when they're on the red carpet. No, well, we've got a gay Klingon, and we've got this, and we've got that, and we've got, representation. It's nice to see representation. And it is, don't get me wrong, I like to see actors in there, but don't give a part to an actor that's got no talent. Give it to an actor who's got great talent, and who's worked hard to get where they are. And like I said, director, give me a director that's going to show me something interesting, But there you go. Anyway, Sebastian again. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily get better. They just double down. Yeah, they do. They double down, blame the fans. It's your fault. You're in the wrong. And, and then they get the actors to do it as well. That, what's she called? The girl playing Supergirl going, well, if you don't like this, you're not going to like this film. You don't say things like that. You say, please come watch our film. It's going to be great. We've got this. We've got aliens. We've got monsters. We've got this, that, and the other. I mean, just look at the state of Hollywood and look at Godzilla -1. Right? Godzilla -1 is a fucking fantastic film. And it had a budget of, was it $15 million? Right? Which is nothing compared to however much they're spending on Doomsday. Because Doomsday, right, from what I understand, is costing $700 million. Okay? Let's just put that into perspective. You could make, was it 20 or 25 or 30 Godzilla -1s for that, right? 1. Okay? 2. To break even, it has to make $1.5 billion to break even. Okay? If it makes $1 billion, it's a flop. Okay? If it's $1.5 billion, it's breaking even. Okay? So it has to make a minimum of $2 billion to be profitable. I don't think that's going to happen, quite honestly. It'll make, you see, the second week is the killer. The first week, it'll make bank. Okay? It'll make some nice money. Will it make profit? Possibly. But when it gets to the second week, that's when things drop off. If it's making the same amount of money the second week round, because people might go see it again and this, that, and the other, fine, okay? But it's that second week is the important one. If the profit just drops, then it's done. Marvel will be done after this film, I'll tell you now. Because you can't have $1 billion flop. It can't happen, Especially in this day and age when they're just throwing all this money. Because at Disney in something like $70 million debt or something, $70 billion debt or something. Crazy. Right, okay. So, Raymond T. Glenn Morshower does voiceover in Icons. He tells a story. He was asked to come back for Revenge of the Fallen. He asked Michael Bay, you do realise that I died in the movie, right? Oh, yeah. Glenn Morshower popped up in Star Trek a couple of times, yes. He played a tactical officer in Next Generation, in the episode Peak Performance. He played a cowboy in an episode called Distant Star in Enterprise. So yeah, he pops up quite a lot as Glenn Morshower. But he plays Glenn Morshower, but that's not a bad thing, quite honestly. But yeah, it's that's true. We'll have to get that watched. Where can I watch it? Is it on Netflix, YouTube? Tell me where. I need to watch it. Sebastian, as I got Godzilla -1 in theatres 3 times, I can't say I've said for any more movie in the past 20 years. I saw it twice. I really enjoyed it. Really, really enjoyed it. It felt like Godzilla. It felt more like Godzilla than the MonsterVerse did. And I quite enjoyed those films. I'm not saying they're bad. I quite enjoyed those movies. Are they cinematic quality? No, Godzilla's never going to be an Oscar winner, because it's a giant monster that destroys a town. Is there something special about Godzilla? Of course there is. Of course there is. And I will defend Godzilla to the fucking hilt, okay? Again, that is a bad crossover. The Godzilla crossovers they did, Grimlock, wow, wasn't it fucking Beast Wars Megatron? But anyway, I'm not getting into that right now. And then Mechagodzilla is Optimus Prime. Yeah, weird. Godzilla Man is How's it -1, isn't it? Godzilla -1. No, Godzilla -0 is the one this year. I can't remember what it is. Well, the latest Godzilla film's coming out, which I'm really looking forward to. Apparently, he's doubled in size because that scene where he's walking past the Statue of Liberty and he looks fucking huge, and I'm like, oh. And then they brought all the main cast back from the original film as well, which is good. Apparently he's going to be fighting a giant kaiju as well, which again I'm all in. But they're keeping it very quiet, and my money's on Anguirus. I love Anguirus. He's so stupid, but I love Anguirus. I really want to see that throw down because if you go on the original movies, the original one came out in 1954, and the next one came out, was it 9 months later or something like that? 10 months later, 18 months later. Sorry, with Godzilla Raids Again, where he fights Anguirus for the first time. So that's the last black and white Godzilla film. Then it cuts to King Kong versus Godzilla, which is the first colour one. Yeah, I would love to see that. Anguirus would be great. But any monster's good. If they brought out a brand new one, would be good as well. But still, to fight a giant monster would be fucking great. I'll have to exit. It's been a nice chat, and take care. Yeah, you too. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much. Catch you later. And then, excuse me. Remember T again, Icons on Prime. It was other streams like Dailymotion. They've all been pulled on, Amazon Prime. I could probably find it if I needed to. I don't like paying Amazon any money if I have to. I might get one of those. I had it 3 months. I had a 3-month trial back over Christmas. And I watched quite a few things on there, to be fair. It's free, so that's the thing with Prime is I don't mind paying for a service like Netflix and things like that. But I can watch the whole of Netflix, and I'm not paying anything extra. But whereas you pay for Amazon Prime, you're paying £8 a month or whatever it is, £9 a month. And then you go to think, well, do you know what? I'll watch some Star Trek. And you got to pay per episode, £3 an episode. I ain't fucking doing that. If I'm paying £3 an episode, I want to fucking own the fucking thing, So that's why I don't like Amazon Prime. If I get it for free, great, but I'm not paying per episode. You can get fucked. Sorry. Especially when you've got an episode. Like, say, for example, Stargate SG-1, you're paying £3 per episode, and it's like 216 episodes. Fuck right off. But yeah, so, yeah, it's... Sorry, I hit the fucking mute there for some reason. I don't know why. I think I'll call that an evening. It's been 2 hours. I've really enjoyed it tonight. Thank you. Thank you for letting me rant. You, Sammy, it's your fault. Sammy, that's Skullgrin, not Silver Moon. So big shout out to everybody who's commented and had a question answered. Big shout out to everybody who's watched. I don't wait. Arrive as you leave. Yeah, sorry, I've been on for 2 hours. Mouth's getting quite dry. I'm gonna have to go get a cup of tea, I think, in a minute. It's been a good stream. I'm gonna do these more. Try and get more people in as well. Do more streams. Just like I say, it's just been a stream of consciousness, really. Nothing really major to talk about. But we are doing the Transformers the movie commentary next week. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And then I'm going to do more of those. I'm going to do more of them. I think if anybody's up for it, let me know. Because I quite fancy doing Aliens next. I think would be quite a good one, or Aliens doing the whole thing. But no Aliens. I think would be quite a good one. Or John Carpenter's The Thing for Halloween this year, definitely. I absolutely fucking love that movie. So anyway, thank you. Big shout out to all my subscribers. Thank you. And if you're not subscribed, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. So when I get new videos out every Thursday and Saturday. Unfortunately, there's not going to be one tomorrow because, like I said at the beginning of the stream, the file was corrupted. So I didn't notice until I started editing it. And then I thought, well, I'll do this live stream to give you something to go on. So I do apologise. But they will back to me in regular scheduled programming next week. I'm also going to do TF Nation video next week. I've got plans. The writing pad is downstairs. I've been making plans for that. I've got other things planned as well. I've got some gaming stuff I want to do. So I've got the time on my hands. I may as well, I'm just playing with OBS so I can get things on with that. And so hopefully I want to play all the Resident Evil games, well, the main games. Not like Savara or anything like that. No, just the main core games. Or rather the remakes of them. I've got them on the Xbox here. So I love Resident Evil. And then do Resident Evil 9 as well. Sweet talk my sister to run a PlayStation 5. So I don't have one yet. I need to get one. PlayStation 6 by the time I get an older one. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Shout out to all my subscribers, all my Patreons. Thank you. And if you're not a Patreon, please consider donating. I'll be very happy, and I will try and make things good and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, I will catch you all very soon. Bye.